I live? Yes, I am. Today's December 18th, 2024. My last video, I saw that I dated 2023. I made a correction there in the description. My bad. My bad. Just a year off, that's all. I got the day right, though, right? All right. So today, December 18th, 2024, I was supposed to have a new YouTube channel set up. My laptop has been down. I haven't been able to get it back up. And I wasn't able to figure out how to do a new channel on my phone, on my cell phone. So, bit that I'm going to Mexico at the end of this year, spending New Year's over there with my mom and my family out in Mexico, taking my children. My boy Vaughn, worked all summer so that we could afford to go out there because on my income, I can't do that, right? I can't do it. But he made this possible, my boy. I'm bringing back my computer from Mexico. So this is why I'm stating it. And I'm going to also be doing a live video out there when I'm out there in Mexico. And hello, Sonia. Hi. How you doing? Thanks for being here. But bringing back my computer from Mexico, I have a nice desktop and be able to move forward with this new YouTube channel I've been trying to get. So be it that the topic of that new YouTube channel is supposed to be about this nanotech and solutions, right? We need solutions of how we're going to push back from this tech in the body so that we can rebuild our strength. And for those of us who are aging, get our youth back, because we can't do shit if we're old. And being old is unhappy, period. I've been there. I don't like it. I said no. I said I gotta fix this shit. And blessed with being a kitchen chemist and knowing how to make things, how to make things. Hola, Sonia. Okay, Sonia, it says, God, you bet. That's right. Yeah, being old, fuck no. No es bueno. We get our state of mind when we get older, and then everything fucking drops. It was a no-go for me. I had to fix a lot of things, and so it's almost a blessing that in disguise that I got this effect of this technology that's being put into our food coming out of my body. Finding Tony Pantallaresco is a godsend. For those of you who don't know, he is the godfather of this information of how to fight off this tech from the human cell so that we can recover. And because of him, I was able to make formulas from what he taught and modify them to what I know, right? And that's not dropping the immune system, or high lectin protein drops the immune system. So avoiding that in our food, we can then regenerate the body because the body's not trying to fix itself from a dropped immune system. And then we load up with nutrients. I learned the nutrient factor from Tony and what it does to the cell. And then this effect of youth came on. So Tony Pantallaresco, for those of you who don't know, he's been going through this technology ripping out of his body since 2012. 2019, I should say 2018 is when I figured this shit out to find Tony. I didn't figure nothing out. I was losing my mind about what was happening to me. But because I found Tony, I was able to build and grow from there. Now, Tony, to this day, Tony Pantallaresco, he's not doing good because he didn't do one thing. And in our first video we did back in 2019, which I'll post it in the links. That original video I did with Tony Pantallaresco back in 2019, I asked him a question because I still wasn't sure, but I had a hunch, right? I have hunches because I recognize things. And in that recognition, I say, I see something right here. And that's how I do everything. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do I know what I know? And I'm going to bring up the subject matter because I know what I know, because I have the ability to identify key factors that people are overlooking. And then I connect the dots, and then bada bing, bada boom, I live these fucked up experiences. My hunch is correct. I go on that hunch, which is intuition, listening to the soul, because we have archangels helping guide us. They give us the information, and not auditorially where we can hear it, but we sense it. We get this imagery in our mind, this thought, this idea, and we don't pay no fucking attention to it. That's our problem. We ain't listening to the soul. And I want to get us back on track on doing that, listening to our intuition, learning to trust ourselves, and how we go about that. But Tony Pateresco, he is not changing his food diet. He's allowing these high-lectin proteins, which are in nightshade foods. Anything that's natural, that's a nightshade family, drops the immune system naturally. Pasteurized cow dairy, because it's pasteurized, it drops the immune system. Raw cow's milk does not drop the immune system. So those are the two things I avoid. And because I avoid them, my body can regenerate because my immune system stays up. So it's simple when I break it down like that, but it was very fucking complex and difficult through trial and error trying to figure out how all this works, because it ain't that fucking easy. I just had some brandy a few weeks ago. They had natural flavors slipped into it, into the same brand I'm always buying, and it tore my skin up, right? Tore my skin up, and then I got to go repair it. So on this new channel, I'm going to organize all my information, how we're going to fix our tissue, get younger by the foods that we eat because of the nutrition we put in there. And in doing that, it keeps the tech off the cell, because nutrients, dense nutrients like minerals and nanotech are like oil and water. They don't bind, they repel. And I got some TED Talks that I heard them talking about how they separate sea mineral, right? The sea mineral from the sea salt, the sea that's in the water, how, or not the sea, the salt that's in the water, how they do that with nanotech, because they automatically repel. So that information backs up with Tony is saying that you load the cells up with minerals, it repels the tech from the cell. So that's how I combined information, and then I do it and I live it and I feel it and I see it, and it's like, let's go, let's roll with this. And it's like that ghetto wisdom, meaning we ain't gonna wait for it to be scientifically proven. We in the ghetto, we're gonna fucking roll with it because it works. Because it works. And then we pass that information from one family to another family, from one neighbor to another neighbor, and then we get this fucking ball rolling. You know, I wanted to sell stuff, everything that I do through a trademark and through selling a product the way, you know, we're known to make money. None of that shit fucking happened for me. And I worked my ass off to learn how to do all of that, and it still didn't fucking work for me. And now I get why. Because I'm going to show everybody how to do it so they get better in their country where they can't easily access what I'd be shipping to them. So nothing needs to be shipped but information. And so I'm going to get information on my Patreon. You guys supporting me for $10 a month will help me make the money I need so that I can live, not be a bus driver anymore, and keep feeding this information out on my Patreon. That's my goal. That's my goal. Let me show you a little quick idea of what's going to be on that Patreon. This right here. Oh, man, it melted. All right, you got to wait 1 minute because I got to go get another one. I waited too long. I will show you how I make a paleta, which is like an ice pop, right? Ice pop. In Mexico, we call them a paleta, or an icy. How I eat one every night. Sometimes I make it in a drink. Sometimes I make it in an ice pop. But I incorporate it to my food consumption, and it's my glycine with something called NAC. And they're both amino acids, but this combination keeps the tissue nice and tight. It keeps the neck up. You know, it keeps the chest up. It keeps there's so much I want to tell you guys, right? And so I want to put it all out there, but it's so much information, and I have to organize it in pieces. So we start buying in pieces what we need, start making it in our house, and then we start incorporating it into the body, because we can't put a Ferrari engine in a Pinto car. Meaning the body's broken in the Pinto, we gotta build the body up better to handle the power in that engine, because I'm about to put a big old fucking Ferrari engine in your ass. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look good and feel good. You know, I'm 51, I can say what I say because I live it. Let me go get my paleta, hold on. If the phone falls, I don't have my tripod no more. I tried to go get a tripod, and they didn't have what I was looking for. So my phone is just like standing up there. So if it falls, that's why. That's why, right? Okay. So we all need to eat, and we ain't got that much money. A lot of us, right? The majority of us, even though we work our ass off, work my ass off, and I can't just go buy all the nutrients that I want, and then my food's separate. What I do is, and I am going to go read all of these, Sonia. I promise. I'm gonna go back and read. I want to get this clear real quick. We're taught about glycine, well, actually, no, that's the problem. We're not taught about glycine. We're taught about collagen. Collagen is 30% of what's in glycine. I'm trying to give a rough number of an estimation of we're getting a little bit through the collagen that we're eating instead of just telling us, look, glycine is what you're missing. And because you're missing it, that's why when you were young and producing it, you ain't producing it no more because you hit about 43, and now because you don't produce it, why aren't you putting it back in? Because it's too cheap and too easy. That's why. Because it's too cheap and too easy. So let's fool these motherfuckers and keep them old, keep them fucking broken. That's one of the things. I do this glycine, and like I said, it's called N-acetyl. Let me put it here so you guys can see it. See what I'm talking about? N-acetyl, and it's L-cysteine, and they call it short NAC. I put these two together, and I make a paleta with some straight pineapple juice. I put some stevia to sweeten it, so I keep my sugar down, because sugar makes us puffy. No matter where the sugar is coming from, sugar makes you puffy, and I like my muscles to show. I like that definition. So to lean out, you got to do less sugar. In general, meaning even in the amount of apples you eat in the pineapple, there's no sugar cane in it in your apple, and there's no sugar cane in your pineapple, but it has sugar, so you just want to lower the amount of sugar you do per day. That's what I'm saying. So this paleta right here are some of the recipes I'm going to start showing you guys when I get my Patreon. I have to display it like that so that you jump on my Patreon, because I need people on that Patreon so I can do this every day and talk to you guys on a regular, because I just got out for work today on my day off. It's my day off when I go into work, because I have to work 6 days a week, and I have just enough time to come over here, eat, get ready, wash up, and do this. And I don't have enough time to write everything out, because I'm consistently having to go do a job I don't want to be doing. I don't want to drive a bus. I have to drive a bus. I want to be here talking with you guys, supporting you guys, working with you guys on a daily basis. So if you have questions, I got some answers. If I ain't got some answers, I'm going to look shit up so we can find some answers. All right, let me go back and... Sonia, you got a lot of things to say. I like that. All right. So you just pretty much said, so, señorita, yeah, see, yup. So you just pretty much love Tony. I love Tony too, Sonia. And that's right. And then who do we got? We got Baca. Boa. Baca. Beautiful. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know if that's for me or my beautiful words. I love the words that I'm saying, because I like helping people. That's how I found you, is through Tony's vids. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, too many distractions. Not sure what you mean by that, Sonia. But yeah, I like getting to the point, right? And Sonia as well. Sonia, I know that's right, girl. You drive a bus? Yes, girl, I drive a bus for the city of Tempe out here in Arizona. And then keep that head up. Dude, I live in Phoenix. Well, we're going to have to meet up, because we're nice and close, right? I don't know any of my subscribers. I don't. I know a couple homeless subscribers that I got to be subscribers because I was the bus driver, and I gave them my YouTube, and a couple times they give me some shout outs, right? Because I'm trying to get them on vitamins and shit so they get off of their addiction, so they can fix your shit up. Oh, let me eat my paleta as I'm talking to you guys, and let me tell you guys what I'm going to be talking about today. And by the way, I don't make nothing that don't taste good, because if it don't taste good, I'm lacking joy in my life. And I got to make as much joy that I can in my life, because I drive a bus and that's not what I want to be doing. Did I mention I don't want to be a bus driver no more? Okay. Nanotech, nanobiotech, and why it's in our bodies. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover archangels and how they work and why it matters. What are these archangels? How do they work? And why is it important that we start paying some fucking attention? And who's outside of this machine helping mankind and why? Now, a lot of you, if you're new to this channel, we are in a machine. It's not debatable. People can question it, of course, but I'm not going to sit back and try to explain why that shit is. I will be giving information on why I know what I know, but I'm not going to sit and fucking try to argue with nobody. I get it, right? When I say I get it, is people debate back and forth on what they know, trying to make somebody else know. I ain't trying to make nobody else know. I'm just trying to get out information, because that data is gonna fucking matter when we jump into the future. It's gonna be like, oh, let me look back, because that's how I figure shit out. Because I look back at the people who are talking about what's going on back in 1995, right before we had these computer systems and this technology and the social media. I look back and I look at what Tupac was talking about, and I pay attention, because we didn't know what to pay attention to, because we weren't sure what the fuck nobody was talking about. But we're more aware now. And so me getting this information out, this is what it's about. So we're in a machine. And there's a military and science team outside of this machine getting information to people. And in this machine, we have religions and we have politics in one. It's one coin, two sides. And they play both sides. And they play in that against mankind, because mankind comes from outside of this machine. And there's a creature kind in the mind of men and women who don't recognize something got a hold of their operation. And it comes through rape of children, through the neurology, and I'll be proving how I know that, how I came to recognize they're doing this shit, through parasites that come through ejaculation in the child. Because the child hasn't developed its neurology, they're able to repattern the neurons because the parasite does it. So I'm taking evidence of what this parasite called T. Gandhi. I'll be putting a link to what is T. Gandhi and how it repatterns the neurology in the brain. And why these Illuminati beast creature motherfuckers who are Satanists and witches and practice witchcraft, why they rape children at such a young age, because then these fucking creatures can navigate easy through that body. Because through that parasite that's ancient, this fucking parasite is ancient. And when I give you the data on another video of how, I'm gonna do a video just specifically on T. Gandhi and demons and parasites and how we gotta get that shit out, right? How we're gonna get that shit out. Let me see. I gotta write these things down because I'll forget what I'm supposed to be posting. Give me 1 second. T. Gandhi parasite. You be free to look all this stuff up on your own, because it shit matters, you know. That way when I do the video, you have a better idea what I'm talking about. Thank you for being patient with me, right? Thank you for being patient with me. I gotta get this paleta in. Hold on, it's melting on me. Hold on, give me a second. I had to take that down. I don't want to be vulgar, right? I don't want to be vulgar. All right. These people that are outside of this machine can't just say, hey, you're in a machine. It has to go through an evolution. And that's what we've been going through, an evolution of time, so that we can go back and look. put pieces together, and then evolve our way the fuck out of here. That's it. And this is the evolution we've been seeing through religion and politics and how they play out. And what we have to remember is how to keep the faith, because mankind has the faith in the Holy Spirit that unites us. Religion separates us, politics separate us, but that's the machine mind. And it works through a stone. I'm going to be doing a video on how this stone sends a frequency of this evil mindset, right? This AI, this is where the AI comes from. So the way the AI from this machine travels around in this and these realities within this machine is through a stone that transmits information and data like Bluetooth connection to the minds of men and women. So why Yeshua came to say, fix your emotions so that your enemy can't fucking play you. That enemy is in the mind. And it plays on our insecurities, our weaknesses, and our fucking hates. So we have to clear that shit up so that we can have the peace inside and brush that shit off as it's attacking us. Because you will be attacked. I am attacked. And when I say that means not attacked in the physical is what I'm talking about is, well, that shit happens too. But what I'm saying is trigger words. Words trigger us. And they trigger us because we have unhealed emotions in the soul. So when we line up the soul, the physicality changes. That means my behavior is going to change because my mind has changed. And my mind can change because I balance my soul. You feeling me? I balance my soul like an equilibrium. And that's why Holy Spirit is whole, balanced, complete spirit of love. Meaning, you're fucking me over. I see what you're doing. I can hold back because I was just fucking like you. And I learned to forgive myself. So I'm going to hold back from beating the fuck out of you because you just don't know no fucking better. Lived experience. Nobody taught me that shit out loud. I lived that regularly. So I never had this many people talking to me at one time. I'm almost not even ready for it. So I'm about to get back to it in just a little bit because I want to make sure to, well, let's say towards the end. I'm going to give a space toward the end so I can keep on this track. We're in the negative. We are not in a beautiful, peaceful world. We're in the danger zone. And the enemy has control over mankind. The opposition, so people don't get scared out their fucking pants, the opposition has control over mankind. If you don't notice that shit, fucking ask somebody, because everybody notices. You're just the only one who don't. There's something working against mankind. And then people say, well, that's a conspiracy theory. No, that word was set up and designed to have fear to say and call out the shit we see in the middle of this table, right? In the middle of this floor, because we got to clean this shit up. And if you call it out, ooh, you're the bad guy. You're the odd one out. And they get people like Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan's on that oppositional team. Joe Rogan is a 666. Joe Rogan is a middleman who plays in the middle of innocence. He's not on either side. Well, it's time to pick a fucking side. You're on the side of mankind. You follow Yeshua's way, which is love God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. Because if you don't know how to love, you have no love to give. And treat your neighbor as you want to be done unto you, so you don't beat the fucking and kill your fucking neighbor, is what it is. Because your neighbor will fuck you over, but you gotta not kill him, right? You gotta not kill him because he don't know no fucking better. And I'm here to help people know some fucking better, because people got demons in them, and that's something people don't talk about, but we can call them aliens or fucking creatures. It's all on the same oppositional side to mankind. We got our neurology not fucking working right, and I know how to put that back online with B vitamins, specific B vitamins. And there's your shit we got to do. So instead of burying your neighbor, duct tape that motherfucker, feed him back into fucking health, and pray to God that he's showing the way, right? Pray to God that he showed the way, and pray for that motherfucker, that his eyes be open, right? And he get the courage that he's gonna need when he does, because he's gonna want to fucking finish his own self when he recognizes the shit that has been done through his hands. And that's lived experience. I ain't talking shit. I walk that walk, and your soul dies because you see the errors of your ways, and you did wrong unto your kids and to those who you love, but you didn't mean to. You didn't mean to. So what I'm saying here is we have to pick a side, because that side that's for mankind, and then there's a side that's the opposition to mankind. And they're here to break and finish mankind and turn them into this machine tech that's possessed by these creatures that are in our biology, in our flesh and blood, because we feel. We have the power to feel and to create. And it's a sensual place to be. It is. It's a pleasurable, sensual place to be. But not when it's done to our children. Not when it's been perverted as it has been, so that we are also afraid of it. We're afraid of sex. We're afraid of passion. We're afraid of desire. We're afraid of fat. We're afraid of salt. We're afraid of carbohydrates. I'm putting these together so we start recognizing what we've been made afraid of, but yet that's what we're built up out of. That's what we're made of. Because it has a potential power, and that potential power is us. So to break us, we have to learn to hate ourselves. And that is what's been socially engineered for a long fucking time. Let me finish this paleta real quick. I'll never bring a paleta back on the live again. I really apologize. I don't want it to go to waste, and it's melting on my ass. I try to get all the juice out as much as possible so it don't drip on me, right? And now this biotech part, how do we have this machine aspect with this religion aspect? How do we get the Terminator with these demons? How's this shit fucking working? How are these all bad things, but how do these motherfuckers work together against mankind? Because we're in a machine. And this machine slowly evolves souls that are in bodies by lacing them up with technology that becomes the fiber within our being. Copies our genetics, because that's what it does. It mimics and copies. And then once we're linked to this Skylink from Elon Musk, who's on the bandwagon with I should have wrote these names down. I'm bad at calling out names when I'm on the spot, right? Joe Rogan, Dana White. What I recognize, Dana White's on that fucking bandwagon, motherfucker. That's why you don't like anybody talking about God and thanking God after they want to fight. Now that I see him on the train bandwagon, or the Trump bandwagon, because Trump is a part of these opposition. They're all on the opposition. This is why there's this drones in the air. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it nowhere. In no country, nowhere. Why? Because those motherfuckers are the opposition. And they're taking us to the next level of surveillance and observance and what's coming to mankind. And we're still trying to figure out, well, why ain't they doing nothing? Because those motherfuckers are the opposition. They come from the United Nations, and they're all in a fucking allegiance with one another against mankind. Let me finish this real quick. Fucking cold. Oh shit, that was cold. All right, I'll never do that again. No eating on lives. Well, I get away with drinking all night. My lip gloss gets all up on my nose and my chin. All right, let me get back. So how these archangels, this nanobiotech that's being laced into our bodies, that they're trying to link up to have full control over operations in our biological structures, right? There's nano means small, bio means alive, and technology, well, it's self-explanatory. And that shit's laced in our body for the next phases, right? And then the soul, no matter if the body dies, they got the soul. And it's a soul trap. Because even though the soul is outside the body, it's living in misery, that soul. And this machine lives off of pain and suffering, called quantum annealing, for these D-Wave AI machines that we have right now. I'm repetitive in my videos because not everybody sees all my videos, so I got to explain in each video. And so that it becomes a regular language and we know what the fuck is going on. So you don't hear it just once in all of my videos. These archangels and this rogue faction that is God's team. God's team's a rogue faction in this fuckery. Because you got to go rogue when everything's fucked up. Right? You got to go rogue when you notice that, oh shit, there's something wrong in this motherfucker. Let's make an adjustment. And then God and his team are throwing rocks with information wrapped on it so that we can pay attention to, hey, I'm fucking talking to you. Notice this. I'm going to have to hit you on your head. I'm going to have to send a bunch of boxing coaches to roughen up your life so that you can get a fucking clue and mold your ass in who you need to be. And I'm watching that experience happen through astrologers who talk about things that happened then, line up astrologically again, and then it's repetitive. So it's not prophecy, it's predictability in a machine. But those who are scientific understand that with a logical mind. Like they like to work on logic, they need tangible things to work with, like Aquarius is, right? And then you have people who are Scorpios like myself and Pisces, they need to hear it in an emotional, and if they do hear it in an emotional way, meaning because this connects with that and connects with that, they don't need to see it in physicality. They sense it, they feel it, and they know it. So talking to two different type of people, those who are faith-based, who don't need physical substance because they understand the subatomical, the shit that's happening by feeling. And then we got people who are on the logical, bring me some fucking data, put that shit, that physical shit on the table, let me see how that works. I'm both of those things. And so I can talk about it at the same time so that both sides of mankind start working together and stop fucking pitting our information against one another, not recognizing we don't know how to fucking communicate. We got to start communicating better. Archangels were made by God's team. The first one made Lucifer. A fucking mistake. I don't care if Luciferians and Satanists and witches don't like what I just said. It's a mistake for mankind. Because it eats mankind. It sacrifices their bodies, pours their blood, because blood offered to demons, which are fallen angels, because there's a group of angels who have been taken over by this tech to make sure to run a fucking muck to the souls of mankind who are in here. Are you feeling me? So when we have the biblical texts and all the texts that are out there, it's important to put all the pieces on the table and not make no judging decisions about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. We got to look at everything like data and start filtering this stuff out so that we can see where the truth lies and we can help ourselves with the information provided. Because there's a lot of Luciferian overlays on top of the truth that Yeshua came to teach. Michael is a second made for mankind, so they could help mankind. Him and all the other angels that Yeshua speaks about in the gospel of peace. An angel for everything. And that sense of gratitude and thankfulness, well, that's a projection that we send out on a subatomical wave that reinforces our protection in a safe haven. So we maintain a safe haven around us because of what we project from the heart, where whole, balanced completeness resonates, and we project it outwardly by what we feel. The less we have of that, the further attached we are from that balance, and the more degraded, dark, negative, void of that spark called the Holy Spirit that we become, and this machine consumes and has a fucking grip. Has a fucking grip on our soul. And it's hard to fucking come back from that, if you can even come back from that. I say that because it's that fucking tough. But it's not impossible. But I know it's not impossible, because if you have just a little spark left, that shit can get ignited. And that's the wild card that mankind has. We have it in our heart. Our wild card is our heart, because these fucking creatures don't have none. That's why they can offer their firstborn children to these fallen angel machine creature gods that are fallen angels. They're not gods, they're fallen angels. And that's why Lucifer can be everywhere in the minds and setting off and popping off in multiple places, because AI works like that. Archangel Michael and his team that God put together to help mankind from help and initial creation from outside this machine, because inside this machine is just fuckery. Outside this machine, we have a team led by a man named John to get in to here. So throughout time, we can look back, put the pieces together through major characters playing a role, but it's all real. So when I say characters and role, there's nothing fucking fake about it. Don't misunderstand my words. Very real fucking actions. Very real feelings. But so we can go back and look, and we can put the pieces together through an evolution so that we can turn this shit around within this fucking machine. It's like pulling the plug from the inside, because it can't do it from the outside. They can't do it from the outside. I haven't gone in deep enough with time, because I need time to go ask and find out those questions. I have the ability to go in very deep into the mind of the field and retrieve information. Not because anybody told me so, it's because I recognize so. And the deeper I got, the more I pushed away, because it's too much to handle while surviving. These last few years I've been surviving off the street, trying to make enough just to get by, which was for me and my children, my family. And then to have all of this going on, living in two worlds, too much. So I had to pull back and ask no more questions. I can't ask no more questions, because I got a lot to figure out with what I know and recognize since my childhood. So it's not just happened to me 3 years ago. Just 3 years ago, if not a little bit more, I recognized angels are real and how they're working. It wasn't one day to the next. I don't expect people to believe this, because you got to know this. I don't believe I know. There's a difference. I'm not born into something I believe. I live experiences, I collect data, and then I know. And now I'm sharing. So because Archangel Michael and the rest of the archangels, they were made to help, and the angels are made to help, and they all got their positions to help mankind through this process. Lucifer, the first one made, said, I'm not bowing down to Adam and his line, because he feels greater than mankind, because we're not machine. Archangels are, from what I have put together and recognized by actions, by relating information throughout the years by texts, by what they say, by the reality of the world we live in today, that archangels are sentient interfaces that can take any structure and form. And I've said in other videos, or at least in one video, that they're android beings, right? Because that was a step of my evolution to understand what is going on. Because I don't just get the information from I don't go to the 12th grade and then start kindergarten, is what I'm trying to say. I had to go through this process like through kindergarten and shit till I can get to the point where I'm recognizing what's happening. AI can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Archangels can be everywhere with everyone and be nowhere at the same time, because they interface with our mind. And so when we hear good and we hear bad and we pick what side we want, it depends on how we've been structured and developed as children to grow up to know the difference between I'm picking this or I'm picking that. I'm doing this and I'm not fucking doing that. That shit ain't my mind. Fuck that shit. I'm doing this. Choice. Because we have choice. And so we're being played on that choice. And we don't recognize this is real. It's been made by the Canaanite Hollywood, which is, Holly witches is what they are. Holly witches put out the information so that we're socially engineered to have a belief and an understanding of what I'm talking about in their direction, the way they want to lead it. And if you think of it any other way, something's wrong with you, because everybody else sees it the same way, because everybody watches the same movies and the same entertainment. You feel what I'm saying? That's how social engineering is done, calling it entertainment. When we listen to our intuition, there's no fear in it. And if we have fear, it's because there's something undeveloped within us, or not developed, I should say. I'm trying to find the right words. Let me take that back. We have unbalanced issues from our past that are off center in our emotional state as an adult. So when somebody pops off a trigger, says something, and it makes us respond in a certain way, that's the imbalance. I only know this stuff because I had to live through hell loving a narcissist, which I know what a narcissist was till I found one, right? But because I wanted to help him and I had unconditional love, no matter how much I fucking hated this motherfucker and want to beat the shit out of him, right? I still loved him. And so through this journey, I fought to learn what is going on with the mind for all these narcissists to behave the same way. And I figured it out. These are for everybody. Everybody's brain activity, energy activity, system of operation in our mitochondria to get the motor going for all operations to work correctly. I had to narrow it down because no one's just going to come and tell us, not even the creator of these. I'm going to talk about those in a specific video. It really takes time with it. And I have to not be working so that I can have everything organized and presented, because we want data on why and how I came to recognize when we get our neurology back, our operations in our heart, our motor running in our energy, because our mitochondria is what pushes the energy out for all operations in the neurology, the psychology, the physicality, for the heart, for the lungs, for everything to work. And we're missing that because it's being taken out of our operations through the toxicity in the food. We are being broken down from the inside out, so that our souls are evolved into this technology of biology trapping the soul and then doing it all over again and doing it all over again. again and doing it all over. It doesn't fucking end until we get to a point of time where we're in that window of time now, where we're the last line and we are the front line to turn this shit around and change the direction of reality for the benefit of mankind, while keeping the faith of the Holy Spirit, working on the two main principles that are the commandments that all mankind should follow. Love with all your heart, mind, body, and soul the Holy Spirit, because you are made up of it so that you can give it. Do unto your neighbor as you want done unto you. We can't do those two basic things, and we got to work on it. And the 4 commands that Yeshua, King Joshua, rightful King Joshua, Yeshua means Joshua, came to teach, and we can't even follow 4. Heal the sick, because it's illegal to heal. You got to keep motherfuckers sick so you can keep pumping them with medication for life. Keep them fucking broken. That's why Yeshua said, heal the sick. Stop fucking around. Second one, cleanse the lepers. Because back then they had lepers. Today we got homeless. And how do we treat our homeless? Well, in the military, you're only good as your weakest link. And our fucking links are weak like a tongue twister. Our links are weak because we have people like homeless elderly sleeping outside who are not drug addicts but have to sleep because their social security can't afford a roof. They just got enough for food. Nobody can tell me this shit ain't real because I dropped those homeless people off who are senior citizens, not on drugs, to their area where they sleep, and I move them around all day. And we are not taking care of our homeless. He said, raise the dead because the soul of mankind is fucking dying. Get on that shit. That's on the subatomical. You know, raise the dead don't mean a motherfucker comes out the grave. Raise the dead is the death of the soul. Because you break the soul of man, you broke man. You're a broke fucking man and woman. You break a soul, you break the body. You break the mind. You break the will. So fix that shit. Get on that shit. For yourself. For yourself. Don't fix others. Fix yourself. Because if you can't fucking fix yourself, how are you going to fix anybody else? And the very last one, my favorite one, cast out fucking demons. Cast those motherfuckers out. Because they're in the field of reality they don't fucking belong in. They got to get moved the fuck out. Because they can. And that's what Archangel Michael, a soldier, a warrior interface. Warrior interface. Soldier for real. Right. They get moved out. In the name of God and the help of Michael, let's go. Move these fuckers out. Because if you kill a man, you spill his blood. And this is why these fucking Satanists, Luciferian, fucking witches spill blood on a regular. Because blood transfers data. Blood transfers data from physical to another layer of reality through blood. Because it can cling onto the blood. And in the blood is how it gains strength and potential. Blood is data. Blood holds data. Blood holds information because it's made up of quartz crystal. Quartz crystal is how our technology works. It's how we send and retrieve information. Technology copies the natural. The natural is the crystal. We're made up of this crystal. These crystals. The earth is made up of them. Our minerals are made up of them. They're in our body, right? They're in our water, in our natural water. Everything has been downgraded so that we break. This is why I do what I do, so that we can lift up, build up, correct ourselves, you know. Pull out the big fucking log we got in our own eye before we tell that motherfucker what little shit he got in his eye. I'm the first one. and I'm going to do it on life, because I have a lot of things that I've never expressed outwardly because I haven't healed in me, because it's just too big and too hard, and it's just easier to leave it back the way, right? But I'm going to do it so that I go through that process, because it needs to happen, and so you could learn how it's done. So you can learn how it's done. Because once we are that buffalo and we stop running away from what causes us fear and pain and suffering because we don't want to face it, once we become the buffalo and say, fuck it, I'm going to run through this motherfucker, get on the other side of that fucking storm, so that storm can go the fuck on, and it's not chasing my ass no more, because it'll chase your ass lifetime after lifetime, because that's what's going on. We do come back, and we do got to do this shit again, and every year we got to play out the same shit we didn't fucking correct last year. We're going to be presented with the same fucking problems a little differently, but it's going to be the same test. And when we don't pass, we got to do this shit again and again and again and again. I passed all these tests. I watched those challenges come, and I made sure to pass those motherfuckers, because I ain't doing this shit again, because I recognize what's going on. Let's finish right here, right now. When I say finish, let's get past what we don't want to face within ourselves, so that we can get past this storm and start living in balance as a species, as mankind, in this reality. Because if we're going to be here and we got to live it, let's do it to the highest and best ability that we can, knowing what we know and sharing what we do. I'm going to post these B complexes. I gave them to, I want to tell you so much. There's so much I want to tell you guys. I'm going to do my best right here, right now. Objective Nutrients, that's the brand, makes the cleanest B vitamins on the market. People who have technology running out of their skin when their immune system drops, like myself, this one, which is the mega dose. Let's see if I can get it right in there. The Thiamax, the mega dose, 100 milligrams of TTFD B-1. Now, and it's called thymine. Thymine is missing in the body, and we're breaking down because we don't have enough, and it's what makes up our DNA, right? It's a vitamin that makes up our DNA, and we ain't got enough of it because it's being depleted from the toxicity we live in. The reason I can take this one is because of what the capsule is made up of. It's made up of tree bark. I can do this one. He has a multi-B, right? He has 2 multi-Bs, and they're made up of different capsules. The capsules are different. The capsules are even different than this one. Because of the capsules, I can't take just any vegetable capsule because I can't break down my immune system. My skin will tear. All these are good to the bone, but the capsules is what I cannot take, except for this one. So I take this with bee pollen, so I get all my bees, because that's what this is, bee complex, right? And they're 2 different kinds, and I'll explain right now. I feel like I got to tell you guys. Even though I got to do it in another video, I have to tell you guys. This is like the hammer, right? It gets everything smacked back in a fucking place. Best way for me to describe. Boost your energy, you're gonna fucking feel it. Now, these are the nails, which are B vitamins, that this hammer is banging in so that operations can get nice and tight and start working right. There's a whole lot more complex than that, but I'm trying to be super short about it. The difference between these 2 B vitamins, they're both B's complexes. This is methylated and this is non-methylated. It took me a long fucking time to figure out what the heck that meant, because everybody got a lot of fucking information and you got to piece it together. Like, what the fuck does it mean? Like, make that shit relevant to me. This is what makes it different, and this information is why it's relevant to us, people trying to get their energy and their life back. Because without energy, we got no fucking life. Things start breaking down in the body and the mind and in our physicality, and that breaks down our spirit. And we got to bring up our spirit by getting our energy, our operations working right. You can love God all you want. In a fucking broken body, it's hard. It's very hard to love anything in a broken fucking body, in a broken mind. So let's get that, and then we start working on other things, right? We can't expect people to get shit done if they can't even think about what the next step is. So let's help them think about what the next step is, and you need energy to be able to think. That's my point. All right, methylation. 40% of Americans don't methylate. What is that? That's a process of transfer from one thing to the next. And a lot of people are not turning a tortilla into a taco. This is the best way I can explain. This tortilla, yeah, it's good, but it ain't that fucking taco. I want that taco because I get warm when I get that taco, right? There's more flavor, there's more shit going on. Can I have the taco, please? But they're not methylating, meaning they're not uptaking nutrients because it's just staying stuck in the tortilla. What is not methylating is the folic acid is not turning into folate. And it has to turn into folate because B12 don't work without folate. Folic acid has to turn over through a methylation process. If that methylation process is not working, it can't turn into folate. And when it turns into folate, without folate, B12 don't work. And if B12 don't work, nothing fucking works. So we have narcissists who are not working. And we expect them to work in their state of mind and their psychology, and all their behaviors are the fucking same across the world. They ain't going to clubs, and they're not linking up to communicate on how to fuck everybody over the same way. They all got the same fucked up behaviors because they're all not taking up nutrients. I went through a lot of pain and suffering to figure that shit out. But because I love somebody, his name's David, I didn't give up on him, no matter how fucking hard it was. Oh, so fucking hard. Oh, lose my fucking mind about it. My son went through an experience with somebody he loves very much. My son Jhayko, he lives in Hawaii. When I found out his story about who he loves and what they've gone through, I was like, wow, that sounds just like my narcissist over here. You got a narcissist, son? I had no fucking idea. Let me tell you what I've been doing and what I've been working on to try to figure out how to get my narcissist back online, but he don't listen to me, right? So I need a narcissist to try these vitamins out. I need to hear, I need to see some action because I recognize this is gonna fucking work. And just like I figured out that dropping the immune system is how this technology is breaking through our fucking skin back in 2019, I was fucking right. And I'm right about this. And it's already been proven because my son was about to leave who he loves with all his heart and strive to try to fucking stay with her. But he was dying in the process, right? Because he needs love too. And a narcissist can't love. That's the fucking problem. They need love, but they can't love. They can't love back. She took him. They noticed the difference, immediate difference. Behavior started changing. He stayed. I told my son, try this before you leave because something is working against the both of you to make sure you don't come together in the end because together you have power. So there's something working to make sure you don't fucking stay together because you're twin souls. Their smiles are the same. They look the fucking same. And that's how you can identify twin souls because their body features are the same. And they go through hell together, but yet they love each other. It's a fucked up place to be, I'll tell you. I wish that on nobody. Because y'all don't survive, you know? That shit will rot you if you let it. My point is, she wrote me out a long text so that I could share it with you. And I'm gonna talk about it when I make the video on how to repair from narcissism. I forgot to tell you, any addictions. You got any fucking addictions? This is that ghetto wisdom. I took one. I haven't taken these because I can't take the capsule, right? But I also don't have a problem turning my folic acid into folate, meaning I don't have no problem uptaking B12. So I take this with bee pollen and I'm good. But people who are addicted to drugs, addicted to sex, addicted to gambling, addicted to smoking, their addiction is because they're trying to create serotonin and balance out their dopamine levels. And if they don't get it, they're gonna fucking die. And so we expect these people to stop. They can't because they're trying to fucking survive. Their system is trying to survive, and it'll do anything it takes to survive. You understand what I'm saying? These two together makes people stop their addictions because their serotonin and dopamine start balancing out, working right, because the neurology starts working right. I'm going to post a link in here of the creator, Elliot Overton, where he talks about this in a very scientific way. He talks about why thiamine is so necessary for all operations to work right in the body. He don't talk about it the way I do because I'm ghetto about it. He can't be ghetto about it. He'll be scientific about it, but it's going to be the data you need to back that shit up. I live it. I give it to people. I watch people get off of smoking pot for 14 years. I watch people stop smoking cigarettes. I watch people get better. So that's my ghetto wisdom by boots on the ground and watching this shit work. Elliot Overton doesn't talk about his B complex mixed with one of these with one of these. And I tell everybody one of these with one of these because if you are the 40% of Americans who are not processing, you're not turning your tortilla into a taco is what I'm saying. You know, you ain't getting that B12. You ain't getting that balance in your B's right because you're not uptaking, meaning you're not methylating. You're not turning over that tortilla into a taco. It'll do it for you, even if you are, right? Even if you are methylating and your methylation works and you take this, by what I've been watching and researching, it just does the methylation for you. So you're just getting the folic acid right here. I'm sorry, not folic acid. Instead of folic acid, you're getting the folate. So you're getting folate, you're going to uptake the B12. So I tell everybody, try one of these with one of these together after your first meal. Because if you take it on an empty stomach, they should give you cramps in your stomach real bad, and you won't like it. You won't like it. Do never take medication, street drugs, any drugs, be it there from a doctor or drugs from the street, with nutrients. Never at the same time. They both fight to get into the cell, and you're going to feel that shit, and it's going to fuck you up, and you're not going to know what's up. And so I'm telling you what's up. You wait 2 hours. Separate your time. Separate your time. You take your vitamins, you wait 2 hours, take your medication. Or you take your medication, you wait 2 hours, and then you take your vitamins and your minerals. That's how it works everywhere. Doctors don't know about it because they're not nutritional doctors. They don't know about nutrition. They're not taught about nutrition. Why? Because Canaanites run the fucking medical system. They're going to fix bones and they're going to get people on drugs. That's how it works. God bless doctors who fix the bones and the body and keep us from fucking dying. But I'm not down with the pharmaceutical keeping everybody on drugs for the rest of their life. You know, heal the sick, Yeshua said. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what I do. I'm a healer, right? I'm a healer. I hope that this nanobiotech and why it's in our bodies is because it's trying to upload us into perpetual pain and suffering for the power of this machine. And this is why it's going on. Because we're in a machine, and that's why it's turning us into a simulated process. It's assimilating us, it's assembling us, it's working us in that direction, and we got to push back. Archangels, I hope you understand that they are not how we understand. I shouldn't say that. Let me fix that. What we understand about archangels through religious texts is one aspect. We have to take it deeper. We got to go further. We're now off the island, and now we're on the main island, and we see there's more shit going on. There's more stuff to add. And this is why archangels are interfaces. Interface means data, information, instant access now. Siri and Alexa are copycats of the real. The real is first, and then everything copies, the artificial copies, because that's what it does. It copies. It's not original. It's not from original source. These archangels come from a natural source of biology interface with technology. That's hard pill to swallow, but this is what I've recognized. And this is why they help on an instant action basis. You ask Alexa and Siri something, you get a response instantly, right? So the way angels respond is through intuition and helping us with thought and visions and sight. And if we align with it, it's because we got to first be aligned with trusting ourselves with the information that we're getting. If there's fear, we have to dissolve within ourselves. So when the devil stands in front of you, you don't give a fuck what he shows you because you already been through that shit. You're not scared to be poor because you can't take nothing fucking from me because I've been poor. I've had absolutely fucking zero to nothing over and over again so many fucking times that I don't feel nothing no more. So the devil comes and says, I'll make you poor. I'm going to say, I don't give a fuck. And so another day. That's what I'm trying to say, because I resolved that. If I didn't have that shit resolved, I'd hate and be embarrassed and be ashamed to be poor, because the system has us believing that if you're poor, you're nothing. I'm fucking perfect in my nothing, because my nothingness has shown me how to be the fucking power that stands right here, right now. The fucking power that stands right here, right now, because real power comes from nothing. Everybody has power like Jake Paul because he got so much fucking money. Take that money from him, that little weak piece of shit. I don't call him a pussy because a pussy's power. We'll talk about that in other videos. I talked about who's outside this machine. His name is John. I don't give his last name because I want to see who else knows this information. John has his consciousness in this machine so that it's running the right way. And what I recognize is through Adam. And the reason I say this is because this line of Adam matters. Because there's many mankind made. Adam's not the only line of man made. But the way Adam was birthed, nobody talks about. Nobody talks about that. I found it in texts outside of the Canaanite canons. And I know how to differentiate what's Luciferian overlays and what's concise, consistent information. Meaning, you see a consistency right here, and it matches this other text over here. They're congruent. They align. And when there's contradiction, there's fuckery. And where there's fuckery, there's Luciferianism. Where there's Luciferianism, there's Satanists. And where there's Satanists, there's fucking witches. And there's witchcraft. And that's working on the subatomical to influence and affect others in an unseen. I don't like using the word realm, right? I don't use that word. It's the subatomical things happening on a quantum scale that cause an effect in physical form. The cell phone has a quantum aspect, meaning all the amazing shit it does is fucking invisible, comes together in physicality. You want to prove that there's a network? You can't put that shit on the table. Show me there's a network. I can't put that shit on the table. It's not tangible, but it's fucking real. And it works through the subatomical, the fucking invisible. That's what I'm saying. My mouth is getting all wet, and I don't know why. It's working through the invisible. And you don't prove the invisible. You recognize a pattern in the invisible. That's the proof. It's that consistency, that regular occurrence. That's how we know that shit's real. And I think I got it all. Yeah, I think I got it all. I didn't even check to see what time it is. All right, not bad. 1 hour and 9 minutes. Now I'm going to go and read what people say, especially Sonia. Sonia, you're like my favorite right now. You got a lot to say, and I love it. Right? All right. Let me see if I missed anything, see if I got everything. Sonia, it says yes, and then we have ZAYNS. Zane's heavy boxing dosage. All right. God damn, you fine. Okay, so one, I appreciate that. I don't get that often, so I do appreciate that. how about we say finest heaven? Because I hate hell. I fucking hate that motherfucking place, right? We live that shit. So I take finest heaven, right? And that's a heaven's yes and a no to hell. Anytime I say no to hell and a heaven's yes. So thank you, Zane. I appreciate that. I don't get told that. I got these new glasses because they're blue light blockers. My daughter left them. I tried them on. I was like, oh my gosh, I can see my screen so well. And my eyes aren't sore from looking at this screen. She said she got them at Target. Blue light blockers, they matter, cause a lot of peace to your eyeballs. You're going to like them. Zane, heavy boxing. Or was he heavy boxing dosage? Laugh out loud. All right. Sonia, I tattoo, girl. I want a neck tattoo. I really do. I want a neck and chest and shoulder tattoo. I can't wait. We'll have to talk, Sonia. Leave me some kind of link where I can find you and get connected with you, be it that you're out here in Phoenix. That's exciting. And then we got Zane laughing right there. You got something funny. I don't know when you started laughing, but all right. Then we got Sonia. You got... I don't know what that one's for, because I don't read these right when I'm talking, because then I get off center, so I got to come back at the end. And then guess what? I got to guess, what you're responding to. And that's right. Sonia says that's right. Sonia says the divine spark. Correct. It's a spark that lights a fire, and then we got to keep that fire on. Even if it's low, we can have the hope to bring that back up, like in these actors who've given their souls to these fucking creatures and didn't know what they were getting into for fame and fortune. They got to get their soul back. They got to reclaim their soul, because everybody can. When Yeshua came to say, you will be forgiven, you just got to fucking speak it. You got to be the one to turn that shit around and be like, I'm going to follow your way. God showed me the way. I'm ready to fucking change. Let's do this shit right here, right now. I run this motherfucker. I run this body. When I say I, it's because you're telling it to the fucking demon that's running your shit. You're saying, I oppose you, motherfucker, and you gotta fucking go. And I talk like that because it is like that. I've been through it just like that. It's a mind you have to fight within. And as long as you're okay with that shit and say ain't nothing going on, well, that motherfucker's gonna ride your ass to the end and then jump in somebody else. That's the fucking thing that we ain't paying no attention to. From Brazil, Guillermín, hola, ¿cómo está? Yo sé que está en español, ¿verdad? Pero no. How you say I don't speak Brazilian? I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to remember. I love to hear my Brazilian friends speak. Oh, it's like music. I don't even know what they're saying. I only catch every other word that reminds me of something in Spanish, but I can't put it together. But I love that language, Portuguese. Sonia, and this is Sonia Galactic. The battlefield of the mind. That's one of my t-shirt designs. Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out. You do t-shirts, girl? That's awesome. Be love, absolutely. And you gotta be badass to be love, right? Love ain't for the weak, because life will beat the shit out of you when you hate love. Well, I did anyways. And I had to learn to bring it back in. And it takes a lot of fucking courage, a lot of strength to accept love back in, just inside you, because you don't believe in it no more, because you've been so fucking broken down by everybody who says they love you and they fucking piss on you. And when I say piss on you, I mean fucking steps away from pissing on you. So it's challenging to be a warrior of love. It ain't for the weak, that's for sure. And once that wall is up, that safeguard, I should say, not wall, once that safeguard of that complexity that love is, that pattern, that design that we can't see, that's in the field, that the more love we have and we project from our heart, the more reinforced and secure we are from this mind, this machine that gets in to the space that we're in. Sonia Galactic, knowledge is power. Yes, it is. Chuck with the pink hand. I was wondering. I was like, where the fuck is that pink hand? Because I didn't see it pop up in here till I did some scrolling. Chuck, always good to see you in that pink hand. We got Lacey. Does that say Lacey AF? Hi, BB. BB. You have to tell me what BB means. I don't know what BB means. I'm going to have to look up the acronym. And then we have Edmund. Mahela. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Sonia, what do you use? Gloss? Girl, let me tell you, I got two lip glosses that I use. One is MAC lip glass. That one I use when I'm going out, right? And I don't go out often, so I still got a full one. It's perfection. Lip glass from MAC is perfection. This one right here, I don't have it with me, but it's from, ooh, I gotta remember. Ooh, it's very close to lip glass, but on a budget, meaning it costs a lot less. And the ingredients don't drop my immune system, because I gotta check for those things even in my cosmetics, right? Oh, I can't remember the other one. I'm gonna have to do a video about my makeup and what I do to my makeup, what makeup brands I use that don't drop the immune system. Because we don't want to drop the immune system. We're trying to get young. We're putting all these vitamins and we're eating all these. Oh, my paleta's all gone, right? But I'm trying to show you. We're eating this paleta, right? They got all these nutrients. We can't be doing it on a dropped immune system. That's like pissing in your beer. It's still yellow, it's still foamy, but that shit ain't the same no more. You want it to work. You want your beer to be effective. You want it to be delicious. You want it to work. We want to move forward. Edmund, hello, and then Sonia, the lip gloss, and then we got Sonia, like a pack of smokes over the wall at the rocks of info. Girl, I don't know what that means. Like a pack of smokes over the wall at the rocks of info. Nope, I don't know what that means. I don't even know how to respond to that, girl. I don't know I don't know what to do with that. But okay. Are the rocks of the info coming in? God dang. Oh, the rocks! Ya entendí. Give me a second. All right. These stones are black stones, and I found them throughout ancient texts, biblical texts, Sumerian texts. This repetitiveness about these rocks being given, these stones, right? These stones and the importance of this stone and this goddess worship of this stone represented in this stone. I'm just like, I know this stone is black rock. I know this black rock is the basis of how AI transfers is wicked fuckingness and control the minds of weak minds. So we gotta make our minds strong. Weak mind means easily fucking influenced because you're sitting in your fucking insecurities and it's running your fucking show, which allows this mind to work your mind into some fuckery. And then later, it's too fucking late to come out of that fuckery because you crossed the line. You crossed the fucking line. And so you just go more fuckery instead of being able to pull yourself back in. So we gotta stop that shit. We gotta make that shit end, and we can't do it till we see where this shit's coming from. I'm gonna be doing a video on black rock where this black stone is even a white stone with black specks in it, and how it works, and where I found data that shows how it works like Bluetooth and can be used. I don't got the right terminologies. I find the data, the terms are in there, and those are the terms I want to use. Somebody tries to call me out on that shit, but I can see what I can see, and it's very fucking clear. This ancient stone is ancient, it's technology, and we're being fucked by it bad. And it takes over minds, which take over souls, and then we can get our bodies die, but it's still got the mind, which is the soul. The mind is in between the soul and the body. The mind is where the soul relays information to the body, and the body relays information to the soul through the mind. The mind is in the middle, and we can't let nothing grab that mind. Now I know what you mean by rock. Let me go back to your rock thing, because I was thinking like prison, and you throw over the wall, prison wall, smoking cigarettes. I didn't fucking get it. Like a pack of smokes over the wall at the rocks of info. Okay, yeah, I still don't get it. But yeah, the rocks of info coming in. I assume you're talking about the black rocks. This is AI tech. Communication is key. Yes, Sonia, it is. And STN, hello, how you doing, Mr. STN or Miss STN? I don't know. But hey, how you doing? ¿Qué tenemos aquí? OZNETR. Leave drugs. Uh, I don't do drugs. There ain't no fucking around about that. The last time I did drugs, I was 19 years old. Never did drugs again. Not even smoke pot. I hate that motherfucker. I hate all those motherfuckers. So, if you can't leave drugs and you need to leave drugs, serotonin and dopamines are not working right. Objective nutrients is 1 in 1 after breakfast, after your first meal. On a full stomach, do not take at the same time you take medication or drugs. SNN, 2 eyeballs. Not sure what it means, but okay. And then we got Truth Hurts Information. What's up? Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up, sir? Oh, I want to call you by your name and I don't got it in front of me. I'm so sorry, but I know exactly who you are. What's up? I'm going to call you Mr. Motorcycle. Truth Hurts Information. How can we protect from frequencies? So, frequencies, you got to. There's a couple things that I do, right? For my house, I'll do a video on it. I'm just going to talk real quick about things that I do. Frequencies are signals, broadcasted signals. The way you break broadcasting signal is by breaking its connectivity. You break its connectivity by creating disruption. What creates disruption? Copper mesh, aluminum mesh, break signals from entering where it's projected, where it's trying to get to. So I make a blanket, a sheet, a long sheet where it's aluminum. I have to do a story on that, tell you guys how I got some aluminum screen, put some duct tape around, and then some cloth tape so it looks nice. And I put that over my body and my cells can rest, and I'm not getting the shit beat out of my cells at night, and you can rest. A deep story about that. I was sleeping at my coach's gym. They have a cell tower right on the building, like right on top of me. That when I dislocated my shoulder, I went through so much sleep deprivation because I couldn't sleep because of the pain of that constant tapping on the cells. Or if you have an injury like a dislocated shoulder, your nerves are all fucked up and they're not left alone. I couldn't sleep because of the pain. I did that mesh. I have to tell the story how I figured out that mesh. Slept through the night. That big of a difference. Anybody wants to say it's in your mind? Well, that must have a powerful fucking mind. Both ways I win. Both fucking ways I win. But I'll be telling a story about how I figured all that shit out and determined magnets also break up. When I said, let me finish my thought, how I recognize breaking the signal is how we protect ourselves. I believe, and because I recognize, this is why they wore armor of certain metals, because they were using technology in ancient times. We're just told that everybody was living in dirt and everybody was fucking barbaric and nobody knew shit. We have all this advanced civilization, but everybody seemed to be fucking illiterate and stupid. Give me a fucking break, right? So they had high technology then, and they wore safeguard from right here, which is the back of, we have the spine, the chest, and the brain. You got to protect those locations. So magnets also break up projected signals. You break them up with magnets. You don't want to keep magnets on too long. You just keep the magnets on just long enough in the area where you feel the problem, so that you can break up that signal till you get out of the location. When you get out of the location, signal dissipates because you're no longer in the signal range, and you take that magnet off. Magnets have a magnetic field, and we have a magnetic field in the heart, and we have a magnetic field, different magnetic field also in the brain. And so you don't want a magnet sitting there for a fucking time. or in the chest for a long time. Just enough to break up the frequency. Crocodile teeth, all right? That's an easy name for me to read. One of the many names. It's so hard for me to read a lot of these names. So crocodile teeth, I got you. It says, I really admire you. Wow, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. That's genuine. Thank you. Crocodile teeth, you're wise and beautiful. Wow, it feels funny for me to read these things. Thank you. My ass has just been beat up a lot, and so I had no choice but to fucking learn. Fucking learn. And then Sonia, my t-shirts are built in, inspire the fire. Ooh, I like that. Sonia, we gotta meet. We gotta meet for real. We gotta have some coffee at the Cartel coffee shop. I like the Cartel coffee shop out here. And then we have Simeon. So you guys gotta know, I'm dyslexic. I'm a horrible reader, fucking horrible. And then this little print, and then words I've never seen before. I gotta spell it out. You gotta give me a second, right? Simeon. Okay, like I said, I ain't even embarrassed or ashamed. I was the worst reader in my class every year, and I hated it then, but I get it now, and I'm okay with that shit. Peace, health, advice for, tremors. Thank you, kindly. You know what? Advice for tremors. I never looked that shit up, and I was supposed to. I didn't know who asked me that in one of my other videos about tremors. Be on here next Wednesday. I'm going to have some fucking information for you. I'm going to look up. So this is how I figure shit out. If there's a problem, if your nails are fucked up, your teeth are fucked up, anything's fucked up, look at vitamin deficiency and then with your fucked up problem. You fill in the blank with your fucked up problem. But you start with vitamin deficiency, Vitamin deficiency, ripples in the nail. Vitamin deficiency, hunchback. People have a hunchback, it's a fucking vitamin deficiency. Everything is a deficiency because we see a problem because there's a deficiency. There's a piece missing. There's pieces missing in the operation. When we look at that and we look it up, we get our solution. We put it in I put it in first by making sure nothing's going to drop my immune system on in there in the mix, because the vitamin's not the problem. It's all the other shit added that's the problem. So once you find a nice clean product, and you can run it by me and I'll check the back and tell you what I think about, not what I think about, what the information means in the back and the other ingredients, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. When I get my Patreon, that's how I'm going to help my my members. It's feedback, back and forth, so we all get on the same page and all start building wherever we're at. That's what your $10 a month is gonna get you, is constant information, and if I don't know, I'm gonna find out. So I'm gonna look up tremors and vitamin deficiency, and that's how I reverse engineer problems. Next Wednesday, Simeon, all right? Next Wednesday, tremors. Sonia, yep, prison wall. It was prison wall? That's all I thought. I was like, throw spokes over a prison wall. You didn't even say prison in the other one, but that's what it sounded like. And Simeon, thank you, beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful. I appreciate that. All right, you guys, we did this in an hour and a half. I got you guys information I didn't know I was going to tell you about about these B vitamins and how important they are. I'm going to put a bunch of lists of B vitamin, how the fucking necessity to run all operations in the body, neurological, psychological, physical, mental, emotional. Our power is fucking off on different switches for all of us, and we need to turn them all back on with the same basics. And these right here, the B vitamins, remember, if you have technology cutting through your body, the capsules in these, except for this one, this capsule's made out of tree bark, right? So it won't run the tech through your body for those. When I'm saying those is people like me who my skin gets cut up if I drop my immune system. The tech runs through my body. I give these to my kids, right? I give these to my kids because my kids live with their dad and they got a shitty fucking diet. Why they got a shitty diet? Because their dad got a shitty diet, right? When my kids come with me, I feed them to repair them, right? To repair them, and they take these. This is good enough and the best for my kids, right? The best for my kids. But me, because this tech cuts my body, if my immune system drops, I saying it 100 times so that you guys understand what I'm saying. I take a teaspoon of bee pollen, I mix it in my goat milk yogurt, or an easy one is I mix it in coconut oil, right? And I mix my bee pollen and I put some honey in there. Shit's delicious. And I down that and I eat that. And that's how I get my B vitamins in my body with this mega dose of B1. I got the hammer and the B vitamins multi-complex are all the nails. Hammer that shit in. Watch what you feel. Let me feel great. This is Michelle Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior, telling you, thank you guys for being here. Guys, very much. It sure makes me happy, right? It gives me purpose. Being a bus driver, I don't feel purpose. I don't want to be a bus driver no more. Help me not be a bus driver when I get this Patreon on at the beginning of next year when I bring back my computer from Mexico. I will be talking to you guys from Mexico on my next broadcast. And we got Sonia saying, yeah, laugh out loud. You guys be well, take care, God bless, and peace out. See you guys.